after game 2 and everybody getting on me about my thoughts on David Pastrnak getting into a fight. And they said, it's for the long term, Joe. It's for the series, Joe. It's going to help next game. The Bruins played really inspired tonight, huh? Yeah, that fight got them going, huh? Yeah. All that fighting, their best player fighting, getting his ass kicked. And how does the team respond? No show at home. No show at home again. No show at home again. Like, you get your game 7 moment. You got it. You got your game 7 moment, and then you got your game 1 win, and you said, all right, they can play with these guys. All right. Goals past Bobrovsky in game 1. What happens in game 2? You gave up 6 goals. All the minutia, all the things they needed to do because they couldn't get shots on net. And what happens in game 3? Down 1-0 on a greasy goal. Then down 2-0. Giving up 3 power play goals. And you show a little bit of fight in the third period when you actually got shots on net. It's embarrassing at this point. The fact that you went out there, the Bruins went out there, had a bunch of guys fight, get tossed. Pastrnak says he wants to fight Tkachuk. That didn't work out, but everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. Oh, look what he's doing for the team. They did not play inspired hockey tonight. They left their goaltender out to dry. They couldn't even get shots off again tonight. It's the same thing that happened in the Toronto series. It happened in game 2. And now in game 3, 8 shots on net through 2 periods. If you really look at it, the only period that the Bruins have outshot Florida in now 3 games. So what is it? 3, 6, 9. It's been 8. The only period was the first period of game 1. Forget about the Joe math. The only period that they've outshot Florida was first period, game 1. It's the only period that they've had more than 8 shots on net. I gave you Coach Joe the other night. I gave you Coach Joe. Shoot more shots, get more goals, win more games, play more games. If you can't shoot the puck, you can't score. If you can't score, you can't compete with Florida. And let's just face it, Sergei Bobrovsky's not doing anything to wow the Bruins. He is not making this brick wall, making incredible saves. He is not that. 3 harmless shots on Bobrovsky in the first period. And you know how they come out in the second period? 5 shots on net. They've been outshot by the Panthers in every single period besides game 1, period 1. And, yeah, they got a third period push. Where was that early on? Where was the third period push early on in the game tonight? Well, we'll start it there. And, again, the phone number is 617-779-0985. I'm Joe Murray. This one was bad, folks. I don't know what to say. What in the last 2 games shows you that they can win this series? And I'm already looking here. Dave's not here, man. Bruins are done. Panthers are just superior in every way. KB, Bruins are such a disappointing team. 3 shots in the first period, 16 total shots in the game. I'm done with the Bruins. They're not as good as their record indicates. It's been fool's gold for 15 years. Now you're going way back. Very disappointing with no pushback tonight. The old teams had each other's backs all the time. Montgomery is absolute trash. So tired of getting my hopes up with this team. Mistakes over and over. Please, for the love of God, get DeBrusk out of here. He did score a goal tonight. Zaka is an absolute zero. I got more on him coming up in a little bit. People in the chat not happy tonight, and you can join us on YouTube. Somebody won $20 from a minus 4.5 Panthers bet tonight. 3.5. So you won. It was bad all around. There was nothing encouraging about tonight. There was nothing about tonight's game that makes you think they can win the next game. But they have to go back out there. And the home ice thing. The home ice thing is just, this team can't win at home. It means nothing. History was on their side in a Game 7 versus Toronto. Absolutely not on their side. I'm not going to sit here and say the Bruins are choking, because I just don't think they're a better team than Florida. But I don't know. Maybe if you shoot the puck on net, maybe Bobrovsky won't block every one of them. He's not a good goaltender. I know he's up for the Vezina. I know he's won it before. They can get pucks past this guy. Right now, they can't do anything to get out of their own way, get shots blocked. It's absolutely embarrassing at this point. It's embarrassing. People in on the defense, of course, terrible tonight. Bruins played right into Florida's hands. Absolutely. That's the way I feel about it. That whole after Game 2 charade that happened there, it's going to linger throughout the playoffs. I took the Bruins in 6. I feel like an idiot. How the hell are they going to win 4 in a row on this team? That ain't happening. That is not happening. And then the goalie situation. Should we even talk about that? 6 goals given up today. 6 goals given up in Game 2. Let's do some Joe math on that. 6 plus 6. That is 12 goals. 12 in 2 games. How many have the Bruins scored in the last 2 games? You got no shot. 2 goals tonight. If you go back to Wednesday, I won't even look up. 1 goal. 3 goals. You're being outshot 12-3. 12-3 right now. And fine, you want me to go back to Monday? I'll look that up for you if you need it to. Or if you look back to just this team in general. They can't get shots on net. They can't. So they've scored 5. So 5 and 3 is 8. They've been outscored 12-8 in the series. 12 and then, all right, so 13-8 in the series. Do you really feel like it's that close? Do you really feel like it's that close? Because it is not. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. I'm Joe Murray. We're here tonight until midnight. We'll react to your calls after the Bruins lose tonight. 6 goals. They gave up 6 goals tonight. They gave up almost as many goals as shots they had on net through 2 periods. It's now what do you do about the goalie situation? Do you go to Allmark? Do you look for a spark? Is Swayman's run over now? Because I don't even blame him, by the way. He made an incredible save in that first period. Outstanding highlight reel. And just since everybody wants to get on the best players on all the teams in town, where was Pastrnak tonight? Where was Marchand? Where was Zaka? Where was Coyle? All the top guys. Where were they, and where have they been in the series? Most of the goals that have been happening are all secondary scores. All of them. And I know DeBrusk scored again tonight. That was a garbage goal. Let's face it. And having won the other night, too, in the empty netter, they just need a better performance. And whether it's the defense, whether it's the shots on net, whether it's the goaltending, whatever it is, they're being completely outplayed. And right now, it looks like they're not going on a long playoff run. So we'll start it there at 617-779-0985. Again, you can jump in our YouTube chat. I'll try to read them all night. Skaz is back there by himself tonight answering calls, so I'll kind of lead you here for a little bit. We'll get your headlines coming up. I know there's a couple of basketball games as well, and I think the Red Sox played, but I don't really know if anybody's been watching with all these playoff games going on. So, but let's start tonight with Chris, who is in the car. Chris, you're on the Sports Hub with Joe Murray. How are you?
What's up, Joe? So I'm beyond livid with the Bruins right now. First of all, Montgomery needs to pick a line and stick with it. I'm tired of fiddling with the lines, trying to get a spark. Pick one and stay with it. I mean, how is any line going to get any continuity whatsoever if you don't let them play? Second of all, the defense sucks, point blank. They need to do something to spark the defense. I don't think the goaltending change is going to change a damn thing. They're just going to keep playing down to the level that Florida wants them to play, and Florida's going to manhandle them. And if by some miracle they do get through to the next round, the Rangers are going to throttle us in 4. There's no way around it.
Well, it'd have to be in 5. And I probably should mention, I said, where are the stars? And I brought up Brad Marchand. He left tonight's game. Took a big hit. Montgomery didn't have an update. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. And it's easy to sit behind the microphone and say, where are your star players? Marchand, yep, I understand Marchand. I understand when I say where was Marchand, where has he been all series? And unfortunately tonight, after the little scrum, after the fight that happened with Pasternak, he took a big hit tonight. Didn't look good. They went to him on the bench. They played basically a man down. Unfortunate situation for Brad Marchand, but I don't know. Did that injury kind of take the air out of the sail for the team? I mean, they had a little bit of a push there in the third period. And again, I already got people, Joe, where was Marchand tonight? He was hurt, Joe. He was hurt. Yes. How about the previous 2 games? And again, now if Marchand is hurt, now you're going to miss him in a game 4. Florida's awake. They know. They're on the prowl right now. They are on the prowl. They know they can get to the Bees. They already got inside their head. They already beat them up. And now they're just lighting the lamp all over them. They have literally taken control of this series. I think Florida's better than them. I'll agree with that. But to only get 8 shots through 2 periods, it's absolutely laughable. But when you go back to the Florida series in 2 games, now 3 games, what really has changed? You thought the Game 7 win, they sparked them, it did. Is that an anomaly now? And I know people want to get on the refs, so why don't we start there? Let's talk to Ryan in New Hampshire. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I was at the game. The refs, it was bad. There are calls you could make 50-50, and you know what? In the long run, they could be made both ways, which evens out the game. Tonight, the refs were horrible. There were a lot of calls. 2 goals let up because of it, which changes a lot of things. So that's just my thought.
All right, man. Appreciate you. The refs, you really going to blame the refs for this one tonight? I mean, the refs sucked. Don't get me wrong. I thought the Bruins sucked worse. But what do you want me to do? I get these people mad because I'm so critical of the Bruins. Why don't you guys handle it? You guys handle being critical. I mean, you get 8 shots on net. You think you're going to beat Florida with that? Turning the puck over, giving up 3 power play goals? You really think that's... what are you doing here? I look at it right now and say, what is it with this team that's going to change to come back in this series? What do they have? Is it the goaltending? I don't think that's the case anymore. I wonder if you go to Allmark now, and that's not a slight on Jeremy Swayman whatsoever. Let's get back to the phones here. I know people want to get in. Sam is in the car. Hey, Sam.
Joe, great show, buddy. But it was, I don't even know how to start. I mean, these guys, it's like they forgot how to play hockey all of a sudden. They can't pass. They can't defend. And then when they get into the offensive zone, they spend all their time passing until the puck gets taken away. It's just so frustrating. I want to know, why hasn't the coach made some kind of changes? He just sits back there staring into the sun.
Well, did you hear the caller before? He thinks that the coach makes too many changes.
Oh, God. That was before. And the last two games, he's done nothing. He just rolled out the same thing. And I agree with the last caller. When the last series, up 3-1, and then you go make changes like last year, that was stupid. But you got to make some kind of changes here because these guys are just all screwed up.
Things aren't right now for the Bruins. So I see you guys lined up. Let's line them up. Take your calls. You're coming home from the game. How do you feel about this one tonight? 617-779-0985. We'll give Skaz a break. How long you been going till, Skaz? What time did you start tonight? 5? 4? 4:30? Yeah. I mean, what else can we do here? They got their asses kicked in game 2. And I think it was worse tonight. We'll hit the headlines here. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Bruins lose 6-2 tonight. Wasn't pretty. Not a lot of shots on net. They gave up 6 goals. on the Sports Hub. I'm Joe Murray. Well, I mean, what else do you want me to say, everybody? I the other night did not like the David Pastrnak fight. I don't think it's good to get your best player in a fist fight with a tough guy on another team. By the way, your best player who can't fight, who got his ass kicked. But it's to fire up the team, right, guys? To fire up the team. And how did they respond tonight? How did they respond? How did they respond? I could tell people hate me tonight because I've some of the tweets that I've been getting, not so much in the chat. The chat's all on Team Joe. Joe, you suck at your job. You're unlistenable and you suck. How much money did you lose tonight? Well, I don't get me wrong, I might suck. I don't know if I'm unlistenable, though. Where was Marchand tonight? Joe, Marchand got hurt. Joe, Marchand got hurt. How could he step up? Joe, how can Marchand step up if he's hurt? Marchand was hurt, you idiot. Hey, Marchand got hurt. Yes. He did. He got hurt, and that was it. I don't know what else I can tell you. The goalie does well. You can't give up 6 goals. You can't have 8 shots on net. You need to score more. And now Florida is playing you. They're in your head. What have the Bees done through the last, 6 periods to show you that they can come back and win the series? Now, this is the NHL, and things can change, and being 2-2 is much different than 3-1. I get all that. That's why next game is so important, but what have you seen? And for the people who say he makes too many changes, and then for the people who say he doesn't make enough changes, I don't know how to fix that one. He had a comment on that, which we'll get into in a little bit, but let's get to you guys. What can we really say after tonight? Let's go Tommy and Lynn first. Hi, Tommy.
What's up, Joe? Joe, this loss was bad. You want me to tell you what's going on with this team? They do not have heart and desire. They cannot score goals. Your centers suck. Coyle and Zaka suck in this series. Those guys need to step it up, but they can't. Your best players are Swayman and Mason Lowry. McAvoy, turnover machine. What has he done? He looks like he's playing drunk and clueless out there. That's what I got to say. You guys have a nice night.
All right, Tommy. He came in hot, huh, Huskas? I thought he was going to swear. I thought he was so pissed he was going to let one out tonight. Well, we got the stars out tonight. JP and NB. Hi, JP.
All right. I am pissed. You know what I'm pissed at, Joe? I'm used to the Bruins losing, but somebody's calling out Joe Murray sucks at his job. Go bleep yourself, whoever that was. Are you kidding me? You could get 40 people at your door in your back in one night, Joe. You know what's wrong with the Bruins? Is Barkov playing next game? Yes, we're screwed. He can outpower us. We can't shoot, change the line. I don't care what you do. We're going to get out-muscled. Barkov, Bennett, Tkachuk, especially Barkov, there's no way to meet their physical presence there. They're taking the lunch money from it. We might as well start a GoFundMe for lunch money for the Bruins, okay? They're bullying us, Joe. Joe, important question. What do I get at Tuscany Grill tomorrow at the Seaport? If I do get my appetite back, because I'll be watching the Celtics.
You know what I'd do? I haven't ate there, but I'd go all appetizers. Just finger
I saw
food.
the meat. Yep.
You saw the what on the menu?
I think they have like the big stuffed meatball. Love those.
And what do you do tonight after a game like this? Do you eat your feelings, or do you just kind of like...
Joe, I just ate a box of friggin' Ritz crackers and a package of salami that I picked up at Target on the way home in Plainville.
No cheese?
Oh, well, I got the cheese, too. I only ate half of that package, Joe. It was the shredded cheese. My car looks like a bomb from Taco Bell went off. Listen to the end of that game. Do we play? We got to play Omar, and I'll tell you why. We got to make him look good so you can trade him and get some scoring for next year, Joe.
You got to try something, JP. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy your weekend. Yep. This is not an indictment on Jeremy Swayman. He's going to get a big contract. He's the guy going forward. If you want to change it up, you need a spark, you need to do something else, you got to put Allmark in net. Now, I'll tell you, from what I saw from Allmark in net, things didn't look so good. And I'll tell you, the last time that he's played Florida in a playoff, he gave up 6 goals. So I don't know. 6 goals last year, 6 games, 2 games in a row, 6. I don't like those numbers. Doesn't sound good to me. You know, Florida's in their head. Yeah, I don't like those 6 numbers. Not good. Not good. Spence in Beverly.
Joe, great show, man. You're the best in the business, let me tell you. So don't let anyone rattle you, my man. You're the best out there.
I'm not rattled.
I prefer you over anybody. Me and my friends prefer you over everyone because you're an awesome guy. You're down to earth. You say it the way it is. You got a great heart, and you're just a great guy.
You know what? I work harder than the Bees.
There you go.
I do.
You're 100% right. You sure do. You come up with the enthusiasm.
I stand by that. Hey, listen, if I'm going to get my ass kicked, I'm at least going to throw some punches back.
That's a great point, Joe. So hear me out, my man. This is the thing that really ticks me off of my friends right now, is that it's not a skill to come out there with passion. It's not a skill to hit somebody. It's not a skill to want it. They after that emotional Game 2 loss in Florida, you thought they would have came back here on fire, drilling people left and right, giving it an effort that we've never seen before. You know, it just didn't. It didn't. I don't understand it. You're at home, the home crowd. You're tied 1-1 with a good team. You come out here and you send a message tonight, and they didn't send anything except that they're weak and they can't handle it. And it's just ridiculous. What's Swayman supposed to do? The guy's doing it all by himself. He's got no support. They're allowing people to park their butt right in front of him, and nobody's taking the liberty to knock some of these guys on their rear end. And I just don't understand how this is happening. The other thing I want to say is that this organization, when they beat the Vancouver Canucks, they were down in that series in the Stanley Cup. And you know what Middleton and Bork and those guys told the team? You're not playing physical enough. And as soon as you decide to be the most physical team and send the level to a place that they can't meet you at, you're going to win the cup. And that's exactly what took place. And I don't know what Montgomery's doing anymore. I don't get it with these people in and out and lack of consistency. And in the comments after the game, he's responsible. He's responsible? You got that right. What are you doing about it? I don't see anything that's getting better. I see the whole thing sliding away. We're going to be down 3-1 going back to Florida. It's disgusting. How do you feel, Joe?
I don't feel well, and I don't think you sound like you feel well.
No, I'm really hurt by it. I'm hurt. I expected them to really come out on fire, and they couldn't do the things that they should have been able to do, which was decisions. This isn't about skill. This isn't about passing and shooting and blocking. This is about how bad do you want to win this game thing? What are you willing to sacrifice to get it? And we got, this is what we got. People paid $600 a seat tonight, $1,000 a seat, and this is what they got tonight.
Oh, God. I would have Irish goodbye at the game. I would have, I don't know, third period maybe, gone back to my seat. A goal happens and I would just get up. I wouldn't tell anyone. I'd just get up and go. I'd just walk right out. Just right outside. I'd probably get a slice of pizza and eat it on the way home because I was upset. Speaking of food real quick, because, listen, I got to change the mood. This is bad tonight. This isn't good. Did he say Target salami? Was that... He had Targets? I've never had salami from Target before. Now I'm interested. I actually eat pepperonis often. I get cheese and Ritz crackers. I go with the mini Ritz crackers, though, instead of the big ones. Because I feel like if I eat the whole thing of the mini, I'm not eating as much, even though I'm eating the whole thing. That's a tough one tonight, everybody. I don't know how they bounce back. I mean, pretty easy for me to say that the next game is a must-win. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that. I think you got to put Allmark in and see what kind of spark you get. The coach took accountability tonight. Maybe the players want to respond. The chat is awesome tonight, by the way. If you're not in our chat, You got to go to youtube.com/985 The Sports Hub. It's on fire tonight. Let's go back to the phones here. We got Ryan in Andover. Hey, Ryan.
Joe, you want to talk about stars not showing up? Let's talk about Charlie McAvoy and his turnover on the blue line that led to the low ride penalty and 2 goals for the Panthers. Everybody's going to turn around and say that, the double minor, the double minor, the double minor. It all comes back to Charlie McAvoy and his influence on the Bruins throughout this whole series. Not being able to stop a puck in front of the net in the Toronto series, and now you have the turnover at the blue line, which led to a double minor. It's just unexplainable for a guy that Bruins fans want to call a top 10, top 5 defenseman in the NHL. You can't have these mistakes throughout a series and throughout a playoff run. And if he's leading the way for the Bruins, I don't see an avenue where they could progress any further.
The McAvoy thing is bad. I'm sure when the season ends, we're going to hear that he's dealing with something. His play has been so bad that he has to be. Yep. I think you're absolutely right. He has been completely exposed. And not so much he has been exposed, to the caller's point, he gets exposed. And then Lowry gets exposed. And then he screens the goaltender who gets exposed. He is just the... right now, he is the snowball effect. He's involved in it, and everything else goes to crap. Like JP's car. How it smells. On the way back from the seaport tonight. 617-779-0985. I can't... People want to talk about the refs. Fine. Paul in Blackstone. Hey, Paul.
What's up, Joe? Hey, look, man. I don't... It can be true that the Bruins played bad and they got boned by the refs as well, but there's 2 things that I want to point out, right? So I was there, I was in the crowd, and nothing takes the energy out of the crowd like a sketchy penalty that gives the other team momentum, right? If you look at that double minor, the Bruins had just had their first sustained, it was still a 1-goal game, they had just had their first sustained pressure, they had gotten a few good scoring chances, and then in the blink of an eye, the Panthers are on the power play, a 4-minute power play, put 2 goals in the net, and the game has completely, totally changed. And it's, again, I know all the things you're saying are right, and I'm not blaming the refs, but we can't undersell the importance of them having 6 goals and only one of them, Joe, was even strength.
That's true. I mean, listen, this is why I'm not really on Swayman too much tonight. What can he do when they give the puck over so many times, or they're on the penalty kill? Like, what can you do? There's only so much you can do in those cases. We'll take one more before we go to break. I see. We'll go all night, guys. We will go till midnight. Actually, I'll take your calls all night. I'm not staying here all night because how much more can we talk about this? Steven's in Dorchester. Hey, Steven.
Yeah, how you doing? I just want to talk about just the whole team in general. From the offense, it's just the puck movement. They're turning the puck over, right? And that's key in the playoffs. When we're going into the third period, we only have 8 shots on net. You just aren't going to win playoff games like that. And so, a caller's saying, we got to start Olmark. Swayman is putting up unreal numbers. He's one of by far the best, goalie. I just want to hear your thoughts. But I'm just really confused. This lineup, we didn't even know was going to go this far, and they're still doing this. So I can't wait to see what we do in the off season because we're going to have so much money, and it's awesome. But right now we're really in a hole.
Yeah, it ain't good. I'll tell you this: Montgomery's taking the heat. He says he needs to have a better game plan, and his job was on the line in Game 7. Maybe he saved his job winning that series. Maybe. And as far as the goaltender, he's not hot anymore. Probably have to make the switch. We'll take a quick break. I'm Joe Murray. We're here until midnight. The phone number 617-779-0985. We're also in the YouTube chat. And I learned that Target has salami. We'll go to break. Talk to you guys right after this.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe.
took responsibility, so we'll get that in a minute. Plenty of calls still on the line, which we'll get to. We have no commercials here for just a little bit, but a couple of things in the chat that I wanted to bring up. Number one of the guys in YouTube, I took more shots after the game than the Bruins had in the first two periods. That made me LOL. Topher, top shelf salami or top shelf goals? I would say top shelf goals. And then someone brought up my market basket fiasco from years ago when you ever get the grab and go chicken fingers right up front? Grab and go. And when I got into the car, I went to take a bite, and it was a plantain. Now, I like plantains. I ate it anyways. But it was upsetting. And I feel like tonight, watching the Bruins, we all wanted chicken fingers. Instead, we got plantains. We'll take a look at the headlines and Jim Montgomery and whatever else happened tonight as we're here until midnight tonight. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
WBCFM bus from the Town Fair Tire Studio, the home of the Bruins, Patriots, Revs, and Celtics.
On Maxi step back three is good.
Boston's home for sports is 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins lose 6-2. It wasn't pretty at all. And where do you start? Barkov had 2 assists. DeBrusque got a goal and an assist. So I guess he had a 2-point night if you want to say that was good. Brad Marchand, though, left the game with an injury. No update yet on him. Jeremy Swayman, 27 saves on 32 shots tonight. No word yet if he'll be in net in the next game, which, well, will be a pretty important one for the Bruins when they play at home Sunday, Mother's Day. Win one for your mother. Oilers Canucks tied at 1 right now. Vancouver leads that series 1-0 in the NBA. Pacers got a 111-106 win over New York, but they still lead the series 2-1. Denver all over Minnesota, 56-41. Jamal Murray, 18 first half points. Mike Budenholzer, the new head coach for the Phoenix Suns, and the Red Sox lost 5-1. Headlines, they are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update in 30 minutes.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.
You know, the way that Game 2 ended, I sniffed it out. I sniffed it. Maroon gets taken out. Coyle gets taken out. Marchand's out of the game. All of a sudden, Tkachuk is chirping at Pastrnak. Hey, let's fight. Hey, let's fight. And no one's there to protect Pastrnak. Nobody. Nobody was there. And Tkachuk kept going with him. Want to fight? Let's fight. Let's fight. Because he knew nobody was there. So what happened? Pastrnak, leader on the team, wants to change something. The vibe, maybe a spark going into the next game. The sentiment was appreciated by most. But your star player went out there, he fought, got his ass kicked. People still like, yeah, it's great, it's awesome, it's going to spark the rest of the series, and they're going to be fired up in Game 3. So fired up that they absolutely tanked in this one. 3. And when I tell you harmless shots on net in the first period. Then Marchand gets injured, which we'll get into in a little bit, or left the game. The second period, the Bruins got 5 shots on net. So Joe math, that would be 8 shots in the first 2 periods. 8 shots. 8 shots. Like, I ate more wings tonight than shots they had through 2 periods. True story. It's just that was the way that they were supposed to rebound. That was the spark that happened after that fight. Everyone rallying around him. Oh, Pasta, yeah, I love what he did. What did it do? Did it inspire the team? No. What happened is Florida goes, these guys fell for it. Oh, and Kachuk got a few extra jabs in there too, huh? Yep, they hit early on. There was some big, nice little hits going on around. They were physical. It was all there. They can't shoot the puck anymore. They're no longer looking to shoot the puck. They're no longer trying to score goal. Well, at least that's what I think. They're no longer having an emphasis on getting shots on Sergei Bobrovsky. They need to get shots to score goals. They struggled to do this versus Toronto. Toronto took them out of this game. You know what else Toronto did? They stopped them from getting rebounds. Were there any rebound chances? I'm one of the guys who think that Bobrovsky is a product of the team he's on and the people in front of him. I don't want to discredit him. He's won Vezinas last year. You saw what happened to him in the Stanley Cup. I know this team's reloaded. I know that they probably won't, should go back. But the Bees' effort, it's horrible. And now the coach is taking the responsibility, and he's saying that he needs to change it up. Why? They're weak right now. This team is weak, and let's just bring it up. If Brad Marchand can't play in Game 4, what does it mean for the Bruins? Massive loss. What's bigger than massive? What? It is a monumental loss. Leaves the game tonight with an upper body injury. Reading from Ty Anderson right now. Bruins will hold an 11:30 a.m. practice at Warrior Arena on Saturday. But what does Swayman say after the game? They got to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do. You know what that means? You're out, bro. They got to change it up. You know why? Because they're desperate. They got to go Allmark. I'm not saying he's the savior, but what else do you have? You got to change it up. You got to find a little bit of luck. You ride the hot goaltender, the goalie no longer hot. Change it up. That's what I would do. But again, Coach Joe told you. More shots on net, more goals. 8 shots through 2 periods. Not good. Not good. So that's where I would start. More shots, more goals. We got Bob and Dedham. Hey, Bob. Rob.
Joe.
Hey.
Can we fire Don Sweeney finally? This guy built this team. They have 1 1/4 lines if they're lucky. They have, tell me about, what's his name, Brando out there. He reminds me of Hal Gill.
Who?
What's his name, Carlo? Brandon Carlo?
Brando?
He's 6 foot, yeah, he's 6'5", Joe. He's got the Anders Hedberg problem. He's got eggs in his pocket. He would. They need guys like Bruce Shoebottom back.
You got too old for me. Who? Guys, you know that guy? Who did he say to bring back? Who the hell is that guy? I don't remember that name in my life. I love a blame pie. Oh. You know me. I love to bake me up a blame pie. Don't really have Sweeney in that pie. I don't have a Sweeney ingredient. They're not getting an offensive presence by their players. I think number 1, all right, fine. You want number 1? Charlie McAvoy. I can't continue to beat the guy up How many goals has he given up? What are you gonna take him out? What are you gonna take Brandon Carlo out in game 4 to what? Send a message? You gonna take him out to send a message? Is that what you're gonna do? Do people want that? You want Charlie McAvoy off the ice? I think he's the number one problem on the team. I don't think there's anyone that can. I mean, maybe that's what they have to do. I think the rest of it's their secondary scoring, which has been a problem for I don't know how many years now. Right, I'm just going to look at shots for the night. Beecher 1 had a goal. Brezzo, Coyle 1. DeBrusque 1. Frederick 1. Geeky 1. Lauko. Not bad. Goal. I like that kid, by the way. And I think he had to play. He only got 10 minutes tonight. What? Marchand obviously played 10 minutes as well. Maroon got 11. Maroon got more minutes tonight than Lauko. And Maroon had a shot on net. David Pastrnak had 3 shots on net. Zacha, well, I bet him to have a point tonight. That didn't work. And then James Van Riemsdyk, 2 shots on net, 13 minutes. If you look at the defense, what was his name? What do you call him? Barlow? Forget what he called him. McAvoy, 0 shots on net. Lowry, 1 shot on net, 1 assist. Hey. Anybody notice Peak tonight? They need more shots on net. They need more offense. They can't turn the puck over anymore. You can't have penalties and go on the penalty kill, and you give up 3 power play goals tonight. Don't make the mistakes. Get more shots on net. Sounds easy, right? Judd in the Cape. Hey, Judd.
Hey, how's it going, Joe?
How you doing?
Just, honestly, a lot of calls tonight. I was at the game. Don't even know where to start. It's another fucking...
Oh, dummy. You can't swear, bro. I will say this in the caller's defense, though. If you ever watched the Bill Burr special, Bill Burr goes, when somebody's from Boston. They'll mention, you know who was there. Skaz and Matt and, Bill. That's what he did. Just happened to throw in a swear in there. Can't do that. Stream wins again. Justin in Shrewsbury. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Joe. What's going on? So I called in Wednesday saying that tonight's game is sneakily going to be the most important game.
Sneakily.
And, yeah. I mean, if they lose Game 4 going back to Florida, you might as well just not even show up for Game 5 with how they played the past 2 nights, and especially if they kind of repeat that performance next game. I mean, at this point, if they get bounced this round, it would be 2 wasted years where they kind of dumped all their prospects into something that turned into nothing. And, moving forward, you kind of have to look at the coach and look at the core of this team and, potentially shake it up. I mean, I love the core as much as anybody else, but at this point, you can't just keep trying the same thing over and over, and they need to take a hard look in the mirror and make some tough decisions moving forward if it all goes bad.
Appreciate you, bro. I mean, are we already looking ahead? Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to pull up the salary cap for next year and start looking ahead? Listen, win Game 4. Win Game 4. Win Game 4. Even the series, go back to Florida. Simple as that. Win Game 4. You're back in it. I don't know what they're going to do to win Game 4. I don't know. The only thing I have is put Allmark in there. Not an indictment on Swayman. You need to change. 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 Don't change the lines. Don't do anything different. Put Allmark in net. He has a career 12-3-1 record versus Flyer. 12-3-1. Now, he hasn't played well in the playoffs against them. Gave up six goals. How many goals they scored tonight? 6. Don't give up 6 goals. Get more than 8 shots in 2 periods. You're still in this thing. Doesn't feel good, but you're still in it. Nothing good to say tonight about the Bruins, says Thomas. But speaking of wings, I got a handful tonight from Market Basket. I ordered the regular ones, only drumsticks, and they were pretty good. I was a bit surprised on how good they were. Good for you, Thomas. I usually get the buttermilk ranch and blue cheese, and I dip in both. Speaking of dipping, we got to go to a break. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray.
to the bars or another bar. If you're hopping back in the car right now, feel free to call in at 617-779-0985. I know a lot of people want to talk about changes. Where do they make changes? I mean, you saw Peak back in the lineup tonight. I don't know, Skaz, what do you got? You got anything, man? Because I just, at this point, I feel like Florida's the better team. And if they're basically not going to get shots on goal, Florida's going to score more goals. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew going into the series that the Bruins were going to be outmatched. Their way to win the series was great goaltending and limiting turnovers. They've gotten one of the, tonight wasn't great, but goaltending has been, the furthest thing from one of their problems. So, yeah, it's just when you are not the more skilled team, when you're not the more talented team, you can't make mistakes and you have to capitalize on opportunities. And the Bruins are doing neither of those things. And they're just not, their offense, the crazy part is they have much more room to skate and much more room to shoot in this series than they did, especially at the end of the Toronto series. And they're just not capitalizing.
So they've gone to Forbort. They've gone to Peak. Do you go back to Shattenkirk and Grzelcyk? Is Grzelcyk done? I can't believe I even said that.
I mean, those are the only calls we get after games, right? Is that Grzelcyk is the problem, and now you're going to bring him back in?
No, I can't even believe I uttered it. I can't believe I uttered bringing Grzelcyk back. How about Shattenkirk?
I mean, doesn't that kind of tell you all you need to know, though? Is if that's your plan, that's what's going to change the series, is bringing back Matt Grzelcyk or Kevin Shattenkirk. Aren't you already screwed if you're doing that, if that's your last resort? No, they need their stars to be the stars. They need, Jake DeBrusk, I think, is your leading goal scorer in the playoffs, and he's been fine, but it's not going to be enough. They're just, everyone other than Swayman is letting them down right now.
All right, weird McAvoy take here. Is he comfortable playing with Grzelcyk, and that's why his play's fallen off? I hate excuses.
So what now? It's like a pitcher catcher situation. He can only pitch if he's got his catcher with him.
Remember when he was Charlie McAverage? He was playing with Chara, right? Chara leaves, he plays well. Now he's not playing well because he's not with his guy. But you're right, the pitcher-catcher thing, yeah. Greg Maddux needed to pitch to whoever that backup catcher was. Had to have Kershaw, right? Didn't he have his own guy for a long time?
Wakefield.
Yeah, well, Wake and Mirabelli. The best to ever do it. I can't believe that here you are in a 2-1 series. You're looking to make moves, and now we're bringing up Matt Grzelcyk coming back.
It's a chunky. Uh-oh, you got a chunky.
Again, Coach Joe. Anyway, this Edmonton-Vancouver game, every time I look up, there's just shots on net. 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 Shots. 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 That's what the Bruins need. More shots. Shoot the puck more. Please. I need people that can shoot the puck. If I was Coach Joe, I'd go down there and I would want whoever can play to be able to shoot the puck. I don't care if he's good on the penalty kill. I don't care any of this stuff. Can he shoot the puck? Can he shoot the puck? They need shots. Here's another one. Marinating. But, Mark, I'm marinating. Back to Mark for a second here. Coach Joe says go to Mark because you got nothing else. Let's say you play Mark and he does well. Now you got someone to ride in the next game. Flip side of that, Coach Joe, is what if you play Allmark and it's bad? Now you're down 3-1. You have to go back to Swayman. And now you may have just hurt some trade value for a former Vezina goalie. So that's twofold for me there. Like at this point, Swayman's the guy forever. Forever. He's the guy. But as far as Allmark goes, I think you got to do the move. I think you need to make the move to Allmark. Got to change something up. If not, I dare ask, if Marchand doesn't play, can you even afford to do any of that? Can you even afford to do it? Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Joe, when is the last time you ate a whole large meat lovers? I don't really do a lot of meat lovers. I'm more of a Roni guy. When's the last time I ate a whole one? It's been a while. I used to be able to pound a pizza like it was... I used to be able to eat a lot of pizza. Erickson Methuen. Eric,
Joe,
how you doing?
Joe, tell me everything's going to be all right, man. I need to hear that.
I don't know if it is, man.
And by the way, meat lovers is gross. But anyways, just leaving the game.
What's your edition of a meat lover? What's your...
I don't know. There's just too much shit going on there.
Tell me up, man. Come on. Who hates a meat lover's pizza? Out. Out.
What were the odds on someone swearing over a meat lover's pizza and not the Bruins tonight?
I think we've had more swears than Bruins shots through the first period. That's why I love postgame with y'all.
Go bleep yourself.
Oh, that was great. Plain cheese, says John Pasquale. Tuca. People bring. Oh, now you're bringing up Tuca, huh? That's how you know Bruins fans are really hurting tonight when they start bringing up Tuca. Oh, man. It's not the goalie that's the problem. It's called Tuca. You're the best, Joe. The only way to eat a meat lover's pizza is to have a Target salami on it. Oh, man. All right, we got to go to break. We got to get a look at the headlines here. It's the final one of the night. Let me tell you what's going on in that basketball game. And, well, if you want to, react to anything, we're here till midnight. I'm Joe Murray here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right, Bruins lose 6-2 tonight. Barkov, 2 assists. Hey, Jake DeBrusk had 2 points tonight, but it wasn't enough because they didn't get enough shots on net. The Sarge, Mike Riley's listening tonight. Line of the night. I think we've had more swears than Bruin shots tonight. Thanks, Sarge, for listening. Joe, forget the Bruins. Check out the Aurora. I don't know. Should we get our those glasses, the eclipse glasses, and go outside and look at the Aurora? What is the Aurora? There we go now. Going down a rabbit hole about the... Oh, okay, Northern Lights.
I was going to say, you got to know what the Northern Lights are, Joe.
Well, there was a Kid Rock song once.
Oh, I'm sure it was good.
That talked about the Northern Lights and the Southern Comfort. I can't really say the rest of the lyrics. And I'll get in the pit and try to love someone.
Sure, it was a very deep, meaningful song that he took a lot of time writing.
With the Northern Lights and the Southern Comfort, I can only imagine the lyrics that he came up with at the time. Bruins lose tonight. I don't want to leave people holding. Dylan's in Wakefield. Hi, Dylan.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
Hey.
All right, so I got a bit of a hot take for you, but I am a hockey guy. I've played all my life, and sometimes we would do this. If we were struggling, but we had a really talented D-man, we'd sometimes throw him up on like a wing or something and kind of make like a makeshift line with like our maybe top two guys or top guy up there. So I'm thinking maybe with McAvoy struggling the way he is and he's, turning the puck over, nonstop, put him on a line with Pasternak or throw him on the second line or something or just put him up there, see what he can do. Get shots on net. We're struggling with shots, so he's a talented dude, probably one of the most talented guys on the team. So
Dylan,
throw him up there.
Would you put McAvoy with him? I mean, would you put Grzelcyk back with McAvoy is what I mean.
Yeah, I would. I'm a little biased. I played with Grzelcyk back in the day, so.
No bias. No men's league stats. No bias. No. Steve's in Peabody. Hi, Steve.
What's up, buddy boy?
A tough one tonight.
I'm not happy tonight.
Yeah, how was it?
Very, very distraught.
How was it there tonight?
I'm sorry, how was it?
Yeah, how was it tonight?
It was lively. It was lively, but, when you get 3 shots in the first period, people come and walk in the hallway saying, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You probably poured more shots in that third period, or maybe in the first 2 periods or 3 even. Hold on, you probably poured more shots tonight than the Bees.
Oh, man, they are brutal. They are brutal.
What was the vibe, though?
I just can't believe what I'm seeing.
Was there
I
booze?
can't believe what I'm seeing.
Was there booze from the crowd tonight? Steve works at the Garden. Were there booze at the Garden?
Yeah. People bought some bottles for the suites and, had some fun. And I'm just in shock. I really am.
What do you think about?
I don't know.
There's still. Steve, as in doubt as things seem right now, all they got to do is win Game 4.
I understand. And what's killing me is between them and the Celtics losing games at the Garden. Whatever happened to home court advantage? It just doesn't seem to happen anymore, and it's just not us. Look at Denver lost 2 home games to Minnesota. Now it looks like they're going to come back in Minnesota tonight. I don't know. Something's got to happen.
I don't think it's helping you, huh? If they're not playing well at home, what's it doing for you?
Well, it's not bad for me. I can't complain.
Okay.
So,
I know you're a humble man.
Yeah, no, it's fine. The people are good.
How's the sky look tonight? Can you see the northern lights?
No, I'm driving. I'm almost home, but when I get out, I will look.
All right. Well, pray to your lucky stars tonight that they win Game 4.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Hey, the Bruins lost, but you know what? You get the Northern Lights. James in the car on the Garden Vibe tonight.
Joey, how you doing, baby?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I was at the game tonight. It was it was unlike I've ever seen before. There was like beers being thrown on the ice after that Lauco penalty.
They threw.
Yeah.
Wait. Bruins fans threw beer on the ice.
Yeah, that Lauco penalty. Like everyone was booing, and then beers. There was a rat thrown on there. Yeah, it was wild.
Wait, someone threw a rat?
Yeah, it was like a plastic rubber rat.
A rubber one.
But yeah, I never seen it before. Like beers being thrown, water bottles.
Anything else get thrown on the ice that you know of? Like,
what do you mean?
The fact that
I wasn't taking any chances with that one.
You backed away from the vehicle. Scaz put his hands up like, freeze. We are not going there, Joe. It's been a tough night, everybody.
I didn't need a Buffalo Bills situation.
Yeah, I know. You said it. He said it. They suck tonight, and I got to have fun with this one. It's bad, everybody. This isn't good. What's going on with the Bees? It's not good. Try to keep it funny. Try to keep it light. These guys wanted nothing to do it. Did you hear the caller go, well, what do you mean?
Oh, I knew what you meant.
You knew. By the way, how do you pat someone down with that? Like, what do you do? Mike is in D.C. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Joe, man. I have to disagree with you about Game 4, man. Florida has it. They're going to take over.
No. I didn't say the Bruins are going to win Game 4. I said they need to play. They need to win it, or it's over.
Yeah, no way, man. They're just going to take it. Florida's too strong. They look like a cup team. I put some money on them for sure right now. Kachuk is just so good. He dominates the team.
Listen. He has made the Bruins call him their daddy.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I wish he played for the Bruins, honestly. I mean, he's such a badass, man. He is the man. He owns them. You're right. He's the daddy.
Wow, we got Bruins fans calling Matthew Tkachuk daddy. Imagine that. Now they want Matthew Tkachuk on their team. This has been a fun post game tonight. From Target salami to meat lovers to Northern Lights to wanting Matthew Tkachuk on your team. It's been a very interesting night. All right, we'll take the final break of the night here. No Joe Me the Money tonight. It was too good last week. I can't go back. Just going to take a week off. But that's it. We'll wrap this bad boy up on the other side. We'll tell you what the schedule is here on the Sports of the rest of the week. And, well, maybe we'll tell you what the schedule is next week as well. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I'm used to the Bruins losing, but somebody's calling out Joe Murray sucks at his job. Go bleep yourself, whoever that was. Are you kidding me?
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. More Joe Murray. Pasternak and Bertrand get you through the midday, Joe Murray gets you right through the night.
I actually spoke with women today. Maybe the Bruins should bring their moms to the game. I mean, they've brought their dads to the game in the past, right? I don't know. Imagine being like, yeah, Ma, I can't make it for supper. I got to go to the Bruins game tonight. Mama, I'm not going to be home for supper. No, just, I'm not going to make it. Okay. Bye-bye. That was from The Departed. Sunday they'll play game 4. Hey, listen, people. Doesn't look good right now. All you got to do is win game 4. That's all you got to do. So, again, Coach Joe, I would ask the Bruins to shoot more. I am interested in what kind of changes Jim Montgomery has ahead. I'd look at Shattenkirk, and I can't believe I'm even thinking the idea, but you got to get McAvoy right. If he's not right, should they play him? The bigger question is Brad Marchand going to play, and then who plays in that case? One other thing about Marchand, just while we're on it, the injuries with him. He's been, pretty consistent all year. He's had the hip injury a couple of years ago. When it matters, though, I mean, I'm going back to the Blues game a couple of years back. Has in a game 7, tries to get off the ice for a change and then gives up the goal. He's hurt before that. I mean, he's had some big games, had a big game in this playoff. I just don't think they can afford to lose him at all. At all. So if they don't have Marchand, I don't know what you do to try to get more offense. Usually he's the kind of guy to steal a game for you, right? Without him, that could be pretty interesting. But do you go back to Grzelcyk to help McAvoy? I don't think you're taking McAvoy off the ice. I don't.
What about playing him at forward, though?
You know what? Is that the changes they're talking about?
That's what some guy called in and said, that they should play McAvoy at forward.
Didn't they? Krug did that once, right? Well, I don't know. I mean, if he's out, why don't you play? Well, I know. I got an idea. Coach Joe will listen to all ideas. You move McAvoy to wing, and then Grzelcyk takes a spot. Or Shattenkirk.
It's a chunky. Uh-oh, you got a chunky.
You're all losing your minds tonight. You're losing your minds. You're losing your minds. The team tonight played so poorly that you don't know what team you're watching anymore. And now Montgomery says it's on him and that he needs to make changes? Oh, boy. Still a shot, everybody. I'll say this. I won't be surprised if Allmark plays. The coach is desperate right now. In a Game 7, he called out his best player. His best player performed. I think in a desperate situation, going to Allmark, it might change the pace for Florida. But if he goes down, you hurt his trade value, and then it's Swayman the rest of the way, and it's probably it for the Bruins season. The Departed. The Bruins played like two guys from Providence.
You could say they got clipped tonight.
Oh! Shooting pucks like salami from Target. Who doesn't like a meat lover's pizza? Except for vegetarians. Like, besides a vegetarian, who doesn't like a meat lover's?
That one guy they called in.
Can you believe that? Well, someone goes, on the bright side, it can't get any worse, can it? This is where the DMX y'all going to make me lose my mind. This is where we're at tonight, everybody. So what's the rest of the weekend? We got Celtics tomorrow?
8:30.
Celtics tomorrow, and then Sunday, Bruins.
6:30.
And then Monday, Celtics. So we'll be back here on Monday night. And we'll have live reaction. Oh, blame Tatum, everybody. Blame Tatum. There's an article up at 985thesports.com. Go check that
Anthony Edwards getting blown out at home right now. He must be terrible.
Anthony Edwards. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Blame Edwards.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I'll say this about the Celtics. I don't know. The two guys you traded for, one's not